My name is Stacy and I am a full-time student, a reservist in the United States Army, and I've been diagnosed with a triple negative breast cancer while pregnant. So I found out I was pregnant April 5th. When I found out I was pregnant, I was already 8 weeks pregnant. Um, so it had to be like right around probably like my 19th week. I was in the shower one day and I was, you just kind of wash off or whatever. And I felt like this little, it was actually a bump at first, like literally a bump. And I was like, oh, this feels kind of weird. So, of course, I'm very open with my body, with my family. So I'm like, Mom, look at this. Tyra, look at this. That's my sister. And I was telling my boyfriend, like, this feels kind of weird. So when I had my next appointment with Dr. Hobbs, there I was telling Karen, who's his nurse, I was like, Karen, I have this bump on the right side of my breast or whatever. And, she felt it and she said that it's probably a clogged milk duct. And I went back to him 3 weeks later. It actually had gotten bigger and it was a whole lot firmer than what it was the first time. So when Dr. Hobbs was looking at it, he said that he couldn't tell whether or not if it indeed was a clogged milk duct or if it was some type of solid mass. And because of that reason, he would set me up with the ultrasound to go to university. Dr. Randy Cooper, when I first met him, he was very vibrant, even though it was like 5:30 in the afternoon, and he told me he had already been through like 6 surgeries that day. But he was just like, hi, I'm Randy Cooper, and we're gonna take care of you, and don't worry about anything, just get on the table. And I'm like, okay. He likes to do a lot of things in accordance with what he would do with his own family, his wife or his daughter. So, he made me feel more at ease with that, being that he was like, if you were my daughter, I would go ahead and just do the biopsy and see what's going on, because the longer you wait, who knows how severe this could be. Before he even took everything out, he was like, I'm 99% sure that this is breast cancer. So after he told me that, like, my whole body, everything just went numb. Like, I totally blacked out. It's just like, every single day it was something different. Like, Monday it was breast cancer, Tuesday was a confirmation, Wednesday it was a triple negative, Thursday it was like, yeah, that's a stage 2, Stacy. Friday is like everybody's in a room sitting down discussing my life, and I'm just kind of sitting there like, okay. So on the 16th of August is when I had my lumpectomy done. So we go upstairs and I'm in the room, and I'm getting dressed and everything, putting on my little hospital robe. So my mom is just kind of like, she's a very slumber type spirit now. Kim's just trying to keep the vibe up in the room. She doesn't want anybody sad, or she's just trying to make everybody laugh. So everything that's going through my mind is, basically, I hope this surgery goes okay and nothing is going to affect the baby. Like, I wasn't really worried about myself. It was more so my little girl, Micaiah. I was more so worried about her and making sure that, she's still going to be completely healthy after this surgery. Well, my daughter is all over my mind. She's actually the only thing that brings me solace, some peace. When Dr. Cooper told me that I did have breast cancer, I went home and, of course I cried, I boo-hooed, I was like hysterically emotional, and I was just rubbing my stomach, and I was actually having a conversation with Micaiah, and I was just rubbing my stomach, and I just felt like this calmness just kind of come over me. So in a lot of ways, I guess you could look at it as her saving my life, because if I was not pregnant, I would not have ever found this lump. I think the most important thing about my story is that I am pregnant. I do have breast cancer. And for somebody else who's actually reading the story or listening to the story, hears about the story, if they're in the same position, they need to know that it's not the end of the world. Some people be like, I totally understand what you're, no, you don't. You really don't. I mean, Yeah, you have breast cancer, but if you don't have breast cancer while you're pregnant, that's something that's totally different. Like, that's a whole nother realm of emotion. Physically, I feel great. Physically, I mean, besides a little bit of soreness, I feel good physically. Emotionally, I'm teeter-tottering emotionally. You're gonna feel scared because you don't know what's gonna happen. But those are the times where I have my faith to keep me strong. I would tell her that her mother's a survivor. Her mother's a fighter. I would tell her that I would do it all over again just to see her face, just to have her, hug me. I would just let her know that it's basically nothing in this life that you can't conquer. If you want something done, if you need something done, then you need to do it. As long as you believe, you can achieve. That's kind of cheesy, but it's true.